I'm Heather Leather, reporting from New York City. Me and a film crew took a trip upstate to catch up with JULIAN Casablancas, now on tour and releasing music with self-proclaimed underworld art, metal, indie, sludge prison jazz group, and most interesting band in the world, the Voidz. Are there any secrets you can reveal about your alien friends you claim to know to help us believe you?
Secrets I'm allowed to tell. They travel in asteroids so that they can't be detected.
Really?
Yes, make sure, make sure civilizations are, not a threat.
Interesting. Question 2. You mentioned physics a lot. What's going on there?
Well, I love physics.
Anything in particular?
Well, I don't know. Quantum physics is the most accurate theory of reality that there is. So I think knowledge is exciting and truth is exciting, and physics was so boring to me when I was young, because I think the way they teach it, there couldn't be anything less relevant to your life. It's like gravity is the force and the mass plus this, and you're just like, okay, whatever. But if I was teaching physics like I do sometimes with my kids on like a physics 101 level, I think the first thing I would say is, there's a couple things we know, but then I would say, for example, gravity, we don't know what that is. We don't know how it works. So it's going to be, well, it exists, I think, but we don't know how it works. So I think if you just tell someone we don't know how it works and it's going to be your job to try to figure it out,
right?
I think maybe that'd be more fun and engaging right off the bat, instead of we know this and that and they don't really know that much. We know how electricity works pretty much, and that's only been 200 years. But a lot of things how much we don't know is interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It should be almost like the first thing you get told, what we know, what we don't know. Instead, it's just Mansplain City.
So on the topic of school, did you like school?
God, no.
No?
I mean, no, yeah, I think no, for that reason. I mean...
Well, did you have a favorite subject?
Music.
Fair.
I mean, I had, the things that they teach you, it's just this kind of like they're getting you ready for the drone, the kind of, they're getting you ready for the machine. It's like there's like a Noam Chomsky quote of like, they're not going to pour truth into your head. You got to go and find it yourself.
Yeah, they teach you a lot of unuseful information, I think.
Yeah, it's weird. And I read a quote today that I'm trying to remember. It was something about how, I have it on my phone. Let me just, why not, what was it? Cicero. You a fan?
I can't say I am.
Yeah, I wasn't until I read this quote. Or
you might put me on too.
Basically, he was saying how like the authority of those who teach is often the obstacle to true learning.
Interesting.
And I bonded with that quote.
So if you could teach a subject, what would you want to teach?
Well, I teach my kids like a polymath class. Like I give them like 15 subjects, ask them what they want. And it's just like intro to everything, because I'm not, but they can choose like chess or physics or Chinese.
Can you teach Chinese?
I mean, the internet now, you can.
That's fair. You can teach anything. Yeah.
Well, I'm interested. I mean, if you look at like the population of Earth and the languages and just how many people speak Chinese. It's not even close. It's like a third of the Earth is basically like speaks Chinese. Everything else is. I think if aliens would come, they'd probably talk in Chinese. And also in the Korean, Japanese, and Chinese, all three have like about 500 characters in common. So if you just learn those, that's what I've been trying.
And yet they say English is the hardest language to learn.
That can't be true.
Yeah, I don't believe that. So, well, what would be your advice to kids nowadays?
Advice? Drop out. No, I'm just kidding. No. Don't drop out.
Burn your house down.
Tattoo your face. No, just kidding.
It's pretty punk rock.
It's more like modern trap. Anyway, I think I would say advice to the youth. Let's see. I would say try to train your mind to have calm in the midst of chaos. I think it's kind of a hard. I mean, you want to be, ready and sharp and ready for anything, and but you also just want to have grace and calm and and courage in the midst, and first off, always be respectful. I think is something to remember.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure.
Follow all that if you're kind of ready, but also respectful. I think that's a pretty solid way to be.
Yeah, because just respect that like everyone's different, and you don't have to hate someone because they are different.
Well, unless there's some kind of freak. I don't cotton to freaks.
Who's not? We're all freaks in our own way.
Okay. No, we are normal. And yeah. Says serial killers. Okay.
No comment there. What are your thoughts on religion?
I think I'm not. I think people always kind of. I guess people always kind of use things to their own advantage, so it gets corrupted. So I don't know if religion on its own. I'm not. Anything that I think helps you become a healthier, better, wiser person is good. And anything that kind of makes people think they know better than others, or makes them think there's like some 1,000-year-old text that they read and that's unproven, and they decide it means other people should live in a way that makes them comfortable, even if it doesn't affect you. I'm not for that.
You're not?
No. I mean, I know it's...
To each their own.
Yeah. You like
we're all different. We're all different.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you're not hurting, if you're not harming, yeah, I don't think... I think there's a lot of religious philosophies and ideas that I totally respect, and spirituality I think can be powerful, accessing your subconscious and being one with the way of things in a weird way is...
It's definitely a powerful thing.
Yeah, in a weird way, it's also kind of connects with physics to me. It's like just kind of understanding how things are and not trying to slam your own human desire to obstruct reality.
Yeah. I feel like, with religion, it's like this unknown territory that hasn't really been explained to a T, but it exists.
Because it's like Santa Claus sometimes.
Fair. Yeah.
What is the science behind getting to all of those houses in one night for one man? I remember that's, yeah.
Do you believe in Santa Claus?
Yes, of course, obviously.
What about the Grinch?
I haven't read enough about that to form an opinion, but
What's your
From
favorite?
what I read, I do believe so,
Do you
yes.
have a favorite holiday?
New Year's Eve.
Is that one? I guess it counts. Why New Year's Eve though?
Because it is a time to live in retrospect, to embrace the nostalgia and absorb the last happenings, and then walk through the gate of tomorrow with the understanding of yesterday. And also, there's no pressure. You can stay home, you can go out. It's a party, it's fun. There's a magical moment that you look into the eyes of the person that you despise or desire. No, not despise. I don't know. It's fun. I've had
There's something about a new start,
that too. Yeah,
beginning, whatever.
that like kind of a reset. Yeah.
Interesting.
And
So
I like to party, you know. So
yeah,
by party, I mean, of course, sit quietly and talk with friends.
and listen to Beethoven.
I do love Beethoven.
Do you?
Yeah. Are you being? Yeah, he's the best.
Okay.
Literally
Do you have
might
a
be the
favorite?
best. He's
Favorite like song?
song. I mean, Moonlight Sonata is definitely overplayed. The thing is, any song, if you listen to it enough, I think you get sick of it and it gets overplayed. So I've probably heard Moonlight Sonata too much, but if I could virgin ears Moonlight Sonata, it's probably my favorite.
Okay. Don't know if I know that.
He's got so many though. He's like New Order or Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons.
I feel like Beethoven's good elevator music.
How dare you? How dare you? Elevator music.
It's classical, you know, in a fancy elevator. Put it that way.
I think Beethoven is too emotional and dark. I mean, it'd be a very cool elevator ride if it had a good sound system and it was
A
loud.
gothic castle with elevators.
A gothic elevator, sure.
Yes. Okay, speaking of songs, and your newest song, Prophecy of the Dragon, what's that about?
Good question. Funny you should say that, Heather. Well, it's funny. I mean, the general idea is enlightenment, I think, and the dragon symbolizes. Okay. So we're doing a video now too, and I think it's coming out maybe tomorrow. I don't know whenever this comes out, but it's interesting because I was thinking unrelated. Sorry, I'm thinking about dreams now. When you have dreams, you have this kind of, you get to hold like 7 ideas in your mind at the same time, and then when you come back to reality, you can't kind of hold on to them. So I think this idea of enlightenment, even though it was talked about in these ancient Buddhist texts, which is kind of like what inspired the song, where he tells the secrets to this snake king demon man and says, humanity is not ready for these truths yet. And I think, I feel like that could actually happen, even if it's a coincidence. Mm-hmm. That's why I found it interesting, because I feel like, you know, either with genetic splicing, where one day we can hold 100 ideas in our heads at the same time, or whether it's psychedelics, or however, if we have a positive kind of forward advance and we can expand our minds, I think there is a possible that weird, random, obscure Buddhist prophecy where all people become enlightened could actually become reality.
Looks like the band are looking to bring nothing less than spiritual enlightenment to planet Earth. Let's see how that works out.
Redemption. It's good.